All right, everybody, Thursday, December 30th, this is the last AMA session, weekly AMA session with Alex Shedogubov, the co-founder and CEO of Envelop NIFTSY in the 2021, the very, very important year of the project. So, Alex, it's a great pleasure to have you on the last AMA session. Let's discuss very important things today.
Hi, everyone. We're glad to see you. The last AMA in this year was really full of events for us, especially our product. The idea was born in 2020, but in fact it appeared in 2021 in spring. So for us, as you know, we launched a protocol in beta version as well. We're on 4 nets on mainnet. Oracle is being prepared in MVP stage. Also, this year for us was the first half a year. We really worked hard on the concept of our product because our ideas began from the most obvious, like marketplace. Then it came to what we have now. Thanks to Vladimir Minoskop, who's created such architecture for us and gave us this idea. Also, as for this year, also was a real adventure about fundraising for our project, because we started at also rather interesting time in about start of May, and everybody knows that happened in this May. Then we were kind of a pause with all we see, and then raised needed amounts just from August till our IDO, then held it. Now here we are. We held tens of AMAs, thanks to Eugene, who invited lots of guests, lots of talks, to all our partners, friends of our project. So in general, it's main achievements of this year.
Well, these are the very cool goals accomplished by you and the team. Let's wrap up the last week of 2021. What have been the main goals accomplished on this last week of this year? We need to mention.
Yeah. So for this week, we finalized about products with our partners in AR. So this would be really interesting things. Also joined some new game projects with whom we'll realize our latest version of the protocol, where we can put assets in and out of wrapped NFT without unwrapping it. So we'll launch this version about January, as was planned. Also during this week, we had decided ideas about hackathon, so which we'll held. We plan to hold in end of January to start it. Also, there were tests of this version of new protocol, or we are still discussing some features around it. A kind of it's not about coding, but of concept of this version. So we think we'll finish it. Also, I think that if you look at our exchange, it's not so bad situation if we compare to the whole market. So we see that there is support from the community and holders from NIFTSY. Also, we saw in chat more activity and newcomers. Also today, I had lots of questions from one new community member. So he was really inquiring about chains, where we are, where we will be, what chains we plan to support. So it's pleasant to hear such questions, because from people that are really interested in the product itself, not just in the price of the token in short term, but who sees potential.
Well, it's time to discuss the plans for 2022, and Scarface asks the question, please, more about roadmap of development. Let's talk about the main main milestones of 2022. What Envelop NIFTSY team plans to have accomplished in the upcoming year?
So the main milestone in January, it will be launch of next version of the protocol. Then we will continue developing our Oracle, which will be launched in alpha, I suppose, in the spring and beta by the end of the spring. And Index will be launched closer to summer, and during summer we'll have all our product as it's designed, like protocol, Oracle, and Index in beta version, where we will have main functionality. Throughout this process, we will have implementations of new blockchains. So we are communicating with near community, also applying for Avalanche to support us in the integration of the ecosystem. We got ideas about Solana, but there is a lot of work to develop in blockchain itself, because in terms of standardization, so we are trying to communicate to Solana community. If you guys from Solana, if you watch us, please contact. We sent you our proposal, what you will need to be updated to have better performance with NFTs, also when participated on hackathon. But still no reply. I think the person who was intended to see it that didn't saw it. So maybe just take a look, or anyway, just contact us. So that's it, and lots of partners, mainly from game dev. We got also the big thing which we are to introduce as L3 solutions, as the latest concept of wrapped NFT mechanics, where we plan to transfer liquidity between on an upper layer and cross-chain mechanics upper layer of layer 2, like to transfer assets from Arbitrum to Optimism and other layer 2 solutions. So you can read an article on Medium in general that's written about it. Also, we'll go to working with economical issue of our protocol, not only game and marketplaces, but mainly focus on liquidity transfer, tokenization of payment channels, cross-chain mechanics in general. So these are main goals and focuses for the next year.
Well, so Mr. Ronald, thanks for your warm words. We're keeping it up, of course, and thank you for looking forward for the success of Envelop. We are totally agree with you. We're looking forward too. So Phil Brodkin asks, how do you plan to monetize Envelop? What is the model of monetization? Let's remind to our viewers, Alex.
So general model is, because we are focused mainly on B2B, it's revenue share model. With our partners, there are plenty of options, but in general, it's revenue share, which have about 10 adjustments that can be made to fit into each partner. And this income will be accumulated in DAO and micro DAOs, and all holders of NIFTSY token, which who are eager to participate in DAOs. I forgot to say the main thing, because next year we'll launch DAO, and our page is practically close to finish. So I think in January, February it will be launched, and you'll see the whole structure of these micro DAOs, how they work. They are first projects to be launched as micro DAOs, and all holders of NIFTSY tokens will be able to get shared income if they stake their tokens in this micro DAO. So they will share and spend and earns of this assets. So we think it's a good thing when there is a kind of money flow, and users can get incomes even if the market goes up or goes down. So here, as many B2C users will see their utility, as they always asked us. So this model will let us to utilize our token if nobody just don't want to use it in their products and their ecosystems. So it was also a solution designed by Vladimir Minoskop for such a situation which we see now. So NIFTSY token obviously will be useful, and I'm not saying it's just even about protocol, but Oracle index, and its complex also will need NIFTSY token.
Well, so Tony Black, as you realized, we've already answered on a question about the launching of the DAO soon, the main general details, so stay tuned and join the Envelop DAO. So Adam Walker asked, can explain please how utility function works in your case? So you, Alex, you've partly started to explain about utility. Let's remind again, what is utility? What are the utility functions of Envelop on NIFTSY token? Why do we need NIFTSY token at all?
So the main thing, as I said about microDAOs, to get incomes when you stake NIFTSY token, you can get income from microDAOs. So each microDAO is the case with our partner where we get revenue share with them. Secondly, you can use NIFTSY token to farm NIFTSY when you stake it and get wrapped NIFTSY back. You can use NIFTSY token can be used when users wrap their NFTs and set up that their transactional fees will be taken also into NIFTSY token and put inside collateral to grow in a price of the token. So it can be checked from the list chosen, and also can be used as to pay royalties. But if not, the most obvious thing is DAO implementation. And if we say about Oracle, it also will be needed to get analyzed info and some advanced functions, and also in communication of three main parts: protocol, Oracle, and index. And we are got, when we collaborate with our partners, also options about obligatory staking of our token or utilizing our token and their products as well. So, but with each partner, we discuss it especially.
Well, so guys, thank you for your question. These are quite repeatable. So in every AMA, we can get opportunity to make a frequently asked 10 questions. In every AMA session, you ask us again and again, and we answer again and again. But nevertheless, Mr. Collins, Alex has already answered about using wrapping solutions on financial market in previous AMA session in details. Please check the previous AMA. Master DeFi, please find the answer. What is collateral and what can be dropped inside it in the frames of wrapping? We've already answered a couple times in the previous AMA session in details. And the great question from Kibber King. Hello, people. How to find white paper? And if I'm not mistaken, we don't have white paper on our website, or we do have.
We have all the docs on the link. So the link is docs.envelop.is. So there are all the docs as white paper as well, and all other
docs.envelop.is, right?
Yes,
docs.envelop.is. Find all the documentation.
Let me
I'll just drop it into the chat. Okay. So I'm switching to the next question. What stages for the Envelop development are the most important? We answered a couple of times and find the answer in the previous AMA. Please, a great question from Cowboy. I heard you are partners of ScaleSwap in Launchpads. So how it actually works? In general, how Launchpad works or partnership? Let's answer. What is the partnership of Envelop NIFTSY with ScaleSwap, Alex?
So the partnership with Next that ScaleSwap implemented our technology of wrapped NFT Launchpad. So first time we used it for our own sale. Before IDO, we sold our tokens inside NFTs with a locked period. So the main idea is that you got your tokens vested inside wrapped NFT, and you just don't freeze your liquidity. You can easily resell this wrapped NFT to anyone. And for the project, it's also good because the tokens will not go to the market before they should. ScaleSwap integrated is this tech, and also held even the first sale for ScaleSwap on their launchpad. So it was a first real launch, and I know they got other plans for that. So this is the case of partnership. If we say about monetization, in general, it's obligatory buyout of our tokens from the market according to the size the project wants to raise on this launchpad. So pretty simple. Maybe then we transform it, but now it's simple.
Great. So let's remind where NIFTSY token is listed, and nickname master question: do you have any plans for new SEX or centralized exchange listing? Let's remind about all the
so we are listed on Gate.io, IX, ZB.com, also dexes like Pancake, Uniswap, QuickSwap on Polygon. Also, I saw that our token is traded on 2 more exchanges, but these guys listed our token themselves. I think if you buy there, you should be a bit attentive to try withdraw a bit amount that everything works okay there. If we say about new exchange, we are communicating with several ones. Trying to find best solutions to add kind of buying power, not just to make fireworks of money for marketing on these exchanges, but to get real users of our NIFTSY and new members for our community.
Well, couple questions about the future. Kevin asks, what are your long-term goals? Magic asks, what do you think about DAO in future? Will it be popular? And the question about the future of, let me find it, the future of NFT market. Let's talk about future, Alex. Future of Envelop, future of DAOs, and future of NFT markets. And let's connect these 3 futures together. Let's try to connect. Answer in
obviously, NFTs will be real needed for DAOs because the tools of simply, if I say about liquidity transfer or any debt assets or some decentralized derivatives which can be used in interactions between them. And of course, DAO, they appear, and in the future they will begin interacting with each other, and they surely will need tools to estimate these interactions, to be sure that their deals will be executed the right way. So here we come with our Oracle solutions, wrapping NFT solutions, that could be kind of scoring system, that system. And surely in metaverse space, these forms like DAOs will be as essential as the simple LLCs are in the real world. So definitely they will, the future will be bright of them. Of course, I think there will be a kind of jumps and dumps, as usual it's in crypto, but general trend will be positive, I suppose so.
A couple questions about the clients and partnerships. So let me find it. Martin Green asks, any ideas for new partnerships? And Waxmax, how Envelop plans to get new clients? Let's explain about future partnerships. By the way, you may check the AMA. Every partner is going through the AMA on a weekly basis and new clients. What should we know about partnership and clients of Envelop in 2022?
So I will not name them because the work is done every day and it's kind of like conveyor. So the main partners are from game sector. We started interacting with metaverses as well to show them our use case. Because with each partner, we always come through first call when we say details what's the essence of our solution, what it gives to the partner. Sometimes some partners, especially big ones, want to wait to see how it will work in other implementations. As our video Alex sets up for a name for him about 100 integrations next year, I think it's rather high. but for him, I think executable is, for me, I think about 10 to 20, it will be okay, but if Alex managed to make 100 integrations, it will be a real cool one.
Well, so guys, now I'm dropping the link to find the documentation. And while I'm doing that, the questions about farming is so popular. Let me first read it, and then I'll drop the link. Mr. Falk asked how to start farming in Envelop, and the simple question, an analogy from Switch can explain how farming works and how it helps to earn from DAO. What should we know about farming, Alex, on Envelop, and how it helps to use Envelop, to live with Envelop as a solution?
Yeah, so farming works pretty like to current farming solutions. The main difference is that when you stake your tokens and choose the period and so APY, you get back for this wrapped NFT, which let you not to block your liquidity. So this wrapped NFT stands for your right to unstake your tokens and claim rewards. You just hold this NFT as this right, but in case if you somehow need to get your liquidity, you will not spend time unstaking these tokens, spending transaction costs, especially if you did it on Ethereum. You will be able just to resell this wrapped NFT and maybe on a high price levels when it will stand for your stake and future rewards. And I should say that according to our economics, the number of people who are able to stake is not unlimited. So if it reaches the limits, we'll close the smart contract will close the farming contracts until it will be okay with the number of people or heroes. So the ones who are inside staking will be able to resell their for the staking by reselling such wrapped NFTs. Also, I'll ask Eugen to drop you the article. It's kind of first article about L3 solution, which we are sure will be big move in next year. So just read it and get to the points. So feel free to communicate and say your thoughts about it.
Okay, so guys, and now I'm dropping the article about L3, level 3. You might even don't know what is it, but the article Envelop is the level 3 or layer 3 solution. Yeah. It tends to be there. You might have heard about the layer 1, layer 2, and Envelop is the new generation of layers, layer 3. So just read this article. I have already.
Surely everybody who heard about this now think, why do we need this layer 3? But just read this article and you will get obvious understanding why it's needed.
Well, couple of questions about the wrapping option. This question is very popular because wrapping is the main function of Envelop. Vlad Romanov asks, is wrapping option already alive? And Karina Red asks, ladies love wrapping. Got the guide how to wrap. Do you plan any video tutorials regarding that? What should we know about the wrapping function, how it works in general?
In general, you can wrap any assets with the original NFT you got. So this could be fungible tokens or non-fungible tokens in your version of protocol. You can set up economics for this NFT to grow transactionally in its price and flow price. So our protocol will charge a token you have chosen inside the collateral and make it more expensive on every transaction. It will be kind of a hedge for next owner of this NFT. So it will not drop below this price, which is inside the collateral. You can set up royalties by this wrapping and make up locks on time, on event. So during this time, all the settings you have done will be working well. So in general, that's it all about wrapping.
Okay, so crypto exchange, we a couple of times answered about how games can work with Envelop. By the way, you may check out the AMA session with our gaming partners and regarding playlists. So these are the right direct demonstration why gaming developers are choosing Envelop solution in details. So, and the last question for today's AMA from Vlad Kozak is about NFT marketplace. Do you plan any good NFT marketplace? Envelop is not an NFT marketplace. I hope you realize that.
Yeah.
What should we know about NFT marketplaces? Will it be appear at this on the service, or give us the answer, the clear answer?
The first integration is practically done with guys from NFT Stars. So due to their high performance of the Deciduous Heroes, it was a kind of a pause, but definitely it will be launched very soon, I suppose. Also, as for marketplaces, can be named or digital. It's a marketplace for game items. Especially, we integrate there our non-pledge tool to let non-pledge rentals for anyone who doesn't have real big funds to rent expensive gaming NFTs for a short time. So they are the first, and next year I think when we have this case accomplished, plenty of other marketplace, small or even biggest ones, can really re-implement this functionality to their users. So it's usually that everybody wants to see how it works and then to implement to themselves.
Okay, so guys, we've successfully completed the answering of all your questions. I love this AMA. Of course, I love AMA at all. 2,200 people have already watched this AMA. Thank you guys for being our community, for asking your question on the Telegram chat, for subscribing on the YouTube channel, for participating in the AMA session. We love your questions. We do understand what you value more in Envelop. So finally, Alex, any statements, any call to action, any repping, not NFT, but SaaS repping of 2021, any wishes to our community, to our great community, to our marketing team? Any final words, any closing remarks from you?
Yeah, obviously, I think next year will be very productive because we are focused on the result, not about marketing fireworks and so on. You'll see big performance with the partners. And for the community, I wish not to be stressed by the market moves. So it's always happened. You just see a long term and see potentials in the future, and I think this will lead you to real aims and targets you set up for yourself. And just as I usually say, be creative, use the products, find new use cases, and especially with the launch of a new version of protocol, there will be plenty of them. So especially for creators who can make new collections, new setups for these collections to be revealed on the time they need and drop their previous works and new ones. So just announce that the new works will be dropped inside the NFTs. For example, they can make a future sale for their works, a kind of futures. So there's plenty of tools for you, and more in upcoming year.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, 2021 has been an amazing year. Thank you for being a part of our community. Thank you for staying with us on this during this year. On the upcoming year, I personally promise that we are planning to deliver a great content, the new lines of content. In January, we are planning a great hackathon. So we will show you by the faces all the participants of the hackathon. It's going to be very interesting content line. We plan to launch the new line of content regarding use cases of Envelop, detailed interviews with Alex and other Envelop NIFTSY team about cases for what purposes Envelop has already been used by the parties. Of course, AMA session with parties, of course, weekly AMAs, of course, the DAO podcast about DAO. And I've said all, I promise. So happy new year, guys. Stay tuned, and on a weekly basis, AMA sessions and all the content. Subscribe on the YouTube channel. Hit the bell button for not missing the future episode. Join the Telegram chat if you haven't already joined yet and find the announcers of the content. We promise you to deliver unique, great content. My name is Eugene Crypto MC. I'm the media host of Envelop NIFTSY team. So have a great holidays and don't forget to return to work in January. Stay tuned. See you at the next interviews. Bye-bye and happy New Year, guys.
Bye.
Все, мы закончили.